48 hours is all it took for a single punch to turn into a murder charge, as a man who struck his victim, causing him to fall down a set of patio stairs and hit his head on the pavement, is now facing the very real possibility of spending the rest of his life behind bars. The incident, which seemed like a tragic accident at first, took a dark turn when the victim succumbed to his injuries days later in the hospital. Witnesses told law enforcement that the altercation ended with the victim falling backward down the stairs, and now the man who threw that fateful punch is being charged with murder. This case highlights the unpredictable nature of violence and the potential long-term consequences of a single, split-second action. The fact that the victim's death was a direct result of the punch, even though it didn't seem fatal at first, raises questions about the responsibility that comes with physical altercations. It's a stark reminder that our actions can have far-reaching and devastating effects, and that the true extent of the damage may not be immediately apparent. As the case moves forward, it will be interesting to see how the prosecution approaches the murder charge and how the defendant's lawyers will argue their client's case. Moving on to another disturbing case, a mother has agreed to a settlement in a civil lawsuit related to the death of her son, who froze to death after being forced to sleep in the garage by his father. The father, Michael Valva, and his then-fiancée Angela Polina, were found guilty of second-degree murder in connection with the boy's death, and now the mother has decided to settle the civil suit instead of going to trial. This decision likely brings some sense of closure to the family, but it's also a painful reminder of the horrific circumstances surrounding the boy's death. The fact that the mother has agreed to a settlement instead of pursuing a civil trial suggests that she may be looking to move on from this tragic event and focus on healing, rather than seeking further justice through the courts. It's a heartbreaking case that highlights the importance of protecting vulnerable children and holding accountable those who fail to do so. As we move on to the next story, it's clear that the consequences of our actions can be far-reaching and devastating. In a bizarre incident, two school principals in Florida were arrested for drunk driving in the same car, just hours apart. Jennifer Jimenez and Cristina Alcalde are both facing DUI charges, with Jimenez allegedly telling police she was way better to drive than her friend. This case is shocking not only because of the seriousness of the offense but also because of the positions of trust and authority that these two individuals hold in their community. As educators, they are expected to set a good example for their students, and their behavior is a stark reminder that nobody is above the law. The fact that these two principals were arrested in the same car, just hours apart, raises questions about their judgment and decision-making. It's a concerning incident that highlights the need for accountability and responsible behavior, especially among those in positions of authority. As we continue to follow this story, it will be interesting to see how the school district responds to these allegations and what consequences the principals may face. In another disturbing case, a man killed his mother when she intervened to stop his suicide attempt, with police saying he told her, "Gonna make you remember this," before attacking her. This incident is a tragic reminder of the complexities of mental health and the devastating consequences of unchecked anger and desperation. The fact that the mother was trying to help her son, only to be met with violence, is a heartbreaking twist that highlights the unpredictability of these situations. As we wrap up today's episode, a judge has frozen a travel ban on foreign misinformation researchers, a move that could have significant implications for the study of misinformation and its impact on global events. Tune in tomorrow when we'll be discussing the latest developments in the case of a former president who's been making headlines for all the wrong reasons.